Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I threw my box away already, so I don't have that with me. But I had lean cuisine herb roasted chicken. So, again, lean cuisine, if you'd like to sponsor, that'd be great. Last week we had a very special opportunity. A group called Squonk came to our school to demonstrate some of their things. A lot of STEM and music combined, which is really cool. Our fifth graders had a blast with it, so that was really cool. Special thanks to them. I'll put some information about them down in the description. It was a short week, which is always nice, but that means that next week is going to be that much more difficult because we're going to get back into the swing of things. I always find it interesting how the short week can seem longer, and that is definitely the case this week. It's just a lot of little things that have gone up. For example, yesterday, I teach 7 classes throughout the day, right? And it really depends on a number of factors which class is they're absolute rock stars and which class just won't give me the time of day. And it's usually not the same class twice. So that's how it goes, right? I finally got my paperwork done to get paid more. For some reason, I've never been good at like salary advancement stuff, which like teachers don't make a lot of money, and so the money that we are rightfully paid, you'd think that I would actually care. But I finally got that taken care of, and it looks like it's going to go through. It didn't think that it wouldn't, but you never really know, especially the district the size of mine. Sometimes you can kind of feel like a cog in the machine, and other times you actually feel like your opinion is valid, and that happens to me a lot. But sometimes you just kind of look like a dot in a giant mass. So it is what it is. One thing I really do want to emphasize this week is to remember that Maslow matters more than Bloom. Teachers totally understand what I'm talking about when I say that. The first thing that we learned probably in education school is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow was a psychologist back in the day and developed the hierarchy of needs. Basically, it means that students need to, or anybody needs to feel safe. They need to have shelter, and they need to be fed before they can ever think about bettering themselves in any way. That's specifically why we have success programs at our schools. That's specifically why we have free and reduced lunch, things like that, because they're important, and a kid cannot learn if they're on an empty stomach. That's just the way it is. You can make the argument about the Nanny State. You can make the argument about why parents should be, spending more of their money on food for their kids than this, that, and the other. Make the argument all you want, but at the end of the day, a kid is not going to learn if they're hungry. I saw that firsthand earlier this week. So it's just the way it is. I'm sorry. We can't expect our society to do the things that we want it to do if we don't meet them where they are. Same thing with students. We have to meet our students where they are, not where we would rather have them be. This year, since we are in person and things are getting more back to normal, for better or for worse, it's nice as a staff to become a little bit more cordial with each other. I think we're all friendly, at least, but being able to go into somebody else's room and talk to them, or talk to teachers at recess duty, or things like that. Like last year, I had kind of the core 2 or 3 people that I talked to on a regular basis, and a lot of that was because they were my PE teacher, they were my art teacher, they were the people around me. But now it's really nice that I can talk to the 3rd grade teachers because I have recess duty with them. It's cool that I can go into the teacher's lounge and we're socially distanced, but we can still have lunch with each other. That's really nice. And that's something that I kind of missed. And honestly, at my last school, I didn't do a lot of that. I didn't really talk to other teachers a lot. I had the band teacher that I talked to a lot because we were colleagues. We were co-teachers. But that didn't happen with a lot of the other teachers where I could just go into a room and talk with the other teacher. So I'm really happy that that is something that I feel more comfortable doing here. So that's really cool. This is an update from last week. Last week I didn't know what I was going to do my individual professional development plan on, but I think I've boiled it down. I'm going to do my IPDP on PBIS, which I know I just used two acronyms that don't mean anything outside of education, but so IPDP is an individualized professional development plan. Our state requires that. And then PBIS is positive behavior intervention support. So I've done snippets of it at every level, but I've never really dived into it, and that's what I really want to focus on this year. I don't like to be the teacher that doles out consequences left and right. I want to be the teacher that has a much more positive classroom, and so that's what I'm really going to focus on this year. We'll see how next week works, right? I know I haven't had a very regular upload schedule. These last 2 weeks have been crazy. Even Monday, I had a lot of things that I was doing. I was really trying to lesson plan for the next couple of weeks. That way I'm not just doing them on Sunday nights and kind of thinking that my lesson plans are not where they should be. But I don't want to be the kid that finishes his homework as I'm turning it in, right? I want to do a little bit better with that. So, which is really hard for me because I definitely was one of those kids that finished the homework as they were turning it in, right? All of that is to say, it's been a crazy week. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. I apologize, and I'm going to try to have a more regular upload schedule. This next one actually has to do with an interview that I did with Marketplace on American Public Media. So that should be a good one. It's mostly just kind of an explainer on my situation and how I got from being a middle school, high school choir teacher to an elementary general music teacher. So thank you for spending lunch with me. I really appreciate that, and I hope you have a great weekend.